For more on climate change and U.S. policy on this issue, we are joined by Stephen Cohen. He's Executive Director of the Earth Institute at Columbia University. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
The U.S. has been heavily criticized over the years for not doing enough to fight climate change. Presumably now you believe all of that is changing.
Well, hopefully it will change now with the new administration, yes.
And how much of a focus of this administration right away is going to be placed on the environment, do you believe?
Well, I think the immediate priority is going to be the economy because people are out of work. But I think that one of the solutions to the issue of people being out of work is to build a green economy, and that can help on the issue of climate change.
And the Obama administration has talked about this, actually taking some of the $800 billion or what has been talked about for the economic stimulus plan and putting it towards green enterprise. Let me quote you something that he gave in his speech. He said, "We will harness the sun and the winds and the soil to fuel our cars and run our factories." Pragmatically, what does that mean?
Well, it means moving to a fossil fuel-free economy, to a renewable economy. And if you want to reduce carbon dioxide emissions, which we absolutely have to do, then that's the way to do it.
How do you do it and still maintain the economy, or at least try to grow the economy?
Right. Well, part of it is you have to figure out a way to make the price of solar and renewables cost competitive with fossil fuels. And you use the tax system to do that, you use incentives to do that, and you try to build a technology which is cheaper. Theoretically, it should be cheaper. We've got to get that oil from all over the world. We've got to ship it here. It's not the cheapest thing, as we all discovered last summer. So theoretically, if you had the right technology and you did it correctly, it should be cheaper than fossil fuels.
We're not going to do this alone, obviously, so we can't act unilaterally when we're talking about a global issue. The United States has to encourage other nations, and I'm thinking of third world nations, to do more to try to improve their own environment.
Well, we have to get our own act together first. We're in no position after the last decade to be telling China and India, you guys can't have cars, only we get to have cars. What we really have to do is first set an example, develop the technology, and then provide that technology to these countries with the same argument we'll use at home, that this could be more cost effective and certainly will be better for the environment. But the developing countries of the world are not going to give up their ability to develop because we ask them to.
When the public looks at the record of the last 8 years, how realistically are they going to say, how committed is this new administration?
Well, I think we have to commit with deeds, and I think the deeds are basic R&D, science and technology development, so that we can develop this fossil fuel economy, fossil fuel-free economy.
Stephen Cohen, Executive Director of the Earth Institute at Columbia University. We thank you for talking to us today.
Thanks for having me.